alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I thought I'd do a very quick TikTok live in about half an hour to discuss the new things that have been said about return to work or schools opening, especially early year setting and primary schools. Advice from the National Education Union that was on a Zoom meeting this morning. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I have recorded majority of it and I will be posting pertinent points on TikTok. I'm going to carry on with this stream because it's going to go on my YouTube channel. So one of the things that many of the things that have come out of this, the most important thing is the reports from Sage. You know, from when I first started my YouTubing, from the perspective of the COVID-19 situation and the lockdown was trying to educate the masses, and especially from a teacher's perspective. Now, one of the things that we've said right from the beginning as a teacher anyway was that although children are the biggest vectors, they're the one who catch and spread the majority of any infection in school. It is us, the teachers, the adults, the TAs, the office staff, the cleaners, the kitchen staff, all the other personnel within the school who are at detrimental risk. Absolutely. One of the things that he clarified now was that, what does Boris Johnson mean that schools are safe? Schools are safe because children, although they're asymptomatic, they are still carriers. Okay? They still bring it in and to and forth. Okay? He's also highlighted the fact that the infection rate, the infection rates, have been greater, right, since we started school. Number one, the highest rate was in secondary school and second by primary, which indicates, right, that schools should not have been opened at all, which is something we've all have been saying. I have highlighted many a times that schools, although they have put things in place, my school, everyone's school has put things in place, but we are still in overcrowded situations where we've got 30 children. We still, I don't open my window because I'm always cold, but we still got windows, we still got doors open, and we're still ventilating. We have 90 children together, sat together closely with 6-7 adults, depending if we've got TAs or not, and the one who's leading assembly. So we have got just shy under 100 people in the hall, okay, at any given time for assembly. We've got the same number of people or actually smaller amount of people, but still approximately 95 people on play duty. Okay, we have 3 times the amount when we have parents who come to collect their children because they do not maintain social distancing. I am probably social distancing queen because I said, well, I'm not giving the children back to you unless you move behind that yellow line. I'm forever calling people to move. I'm always getting the parents to can you just go? Single line going down, single line coming up. No. Okay, parents are coming in without masks. Parents are standing there having chats with other parents. This is not a social gathering. And then you want to talk to us in our face. I have said that I was absolutely panicked when I went back. Don't talk to me, don't approach me, go through the the emailing or whatever. I'm not being an arse, right? The pandemic is real. It is. I'm now, because it was actually said, there have been, through this Christmas holiday, X amount of teachers have passed away and assistants have passed away and head teachers have passed away from COVID. And I'm glad that the unions now given the government the opportunity and now said, enough is enough. So they're bringing out this Section 4 letter, and it's as it's quite well said that it's not pitting staff against head teachers. It's actually taking a rise and saying no, because I was not allowed to wear a mask and I was shielding. I had to go in the first day and nearly have a panic attack when I had the deluge of parents in my face. No. All right. We are always worried and concerned when our children are coughing and spewing and they return back to class. No. We have this debate of children losing out of education and they're so no. Because my children, my colleagues' children, the whole children in our school within these 3 months have made fantastic and phenomenal progress. They're sponges. right? With structure and guidance, they will make progress. And that's what we can provide at home. That's what we can provide as a parent. We can provide that as remote learning. We can be on top of it, but we can be safe. So the Section 44 letter informs us that we can take a stand against our school and write a letter collectively or individually to our head teachers to say that you are ready to work. You will be at work, but you are going to maintain a social distancing, and you are going to take measures, precautionary measures, that you are available to teach key worker children. You are available to do remote learning, but you are not going to put yourself in risk by going to an overcrowded situation where there is limited amount of measure, because we were told pre-September that we will have first aiders with PPE. There isn't. Office staff don't want to touch these children. Our TAs have to do it. And if you've got brilliant TA like I have, then, she's geared with her temperature gauge and all that sort of stuff, yeah? But then we were told, no, he hasn't got temperature, can stay home. But it's one of three, okay? So we had to learn. Our school, our government doesn't give us that. Our school had to learn and put things in place. It was a very difficult situation. It's a very challenging, but we know what? Credit where credit is due. Schools, teachers, teaching personnel have really been brilliant, and we've got through it. But as they said, unless schools are not closed, we're going to carry on spreading. Because what do parents do? Do you know what? Get up in the morning, take the children, go shopping, and then I come back. No. Unless we don't close schools, people are not going to take it serious. So the rates of infection has gone higher because of schools and colleges. And they're talking about secondary school, but this one here was talking about primary, because we have said it from, yes, children are asymptomatic. Yes, it's safe for them because they don't get COVID. Unless you've got underlying, conditions, you're not really adversely affected by these. But we as adults are. And I think you need to take this seriously. We've had teachers off. We've had year group bubbles off. We've had scares, and in order to curb this, stay at home. And as soon as parents keep their children home, they won't have the need to go out in mass troves to go and drop off their children and go shopping and go and socialise and then pick up the children. Okay, now that the children are at home, I can stay at home. No. You're forced to stay at home. You're forced to keep your kids home. You're forced to actually do what you need to do. But if schools are open, we're going to see a rise in it. So I'm going to put a link for the Zoom meeting for today. An hour or so, but it's worth listening to. It is worth listening to. We talked about the new strain. They talked about, the vaccines. Yeah, the vaccine is different now because the strain is different. Yeah, it's mutated. We've got, the borders are closed because, we're the ones who picked it up in this country. God knows what's happening around the other countries, but we've picked it up in this. NHS can't take it. NHS can't take it. They're overbed exactly like it was in March. We are losing people. And government, they are trying. They're going to try their best. But I'm going back to school tomorrow. We haven't been heard of anything. We haven't been told by a head teacher. No one's contacted us. We don't know what's going on. And we should not be put in this predicament. And this advice is for the first 2 weeks. But in that first 2 weeks, they've addressed secondary and university, but there's no indication for earlier setting and primary setting. So am I angry? I'm absolutely peeved because I'm going to school tomorrow. Not because I don't want to go to school, but I want to know what we're doing about it. And why haven't they spoken to our head teacher as well before, until the night before we go back? Where does it leave people like us? Where does it leave people who are shielding? And a good thing, we should not be penalised in terms of grievances or discrimination or dismissals or pay. This is our right, and it comes from the unions with backed up knowledge and data from SAGE and the tropical whatever it is research facilities. So watch it if you can.